Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today we'll be learning some fundamentals of string concatenation and how to make use of a multiply arithmetic function in AMPScript. This is all the fundamentals to make the people learn AMPScript in a better way. So based on that, we have built already some basic AMPScript. And as we know, we need to ensure some of the codes are there. As I mentioned, this piece of code is required so that we don't get any errors in AMPScript. Since we don't have the cloud page and we want to learn AMPScript, I would like to place this at the bottom. And let's try and understand what happens here. Okay, let's good. Perfect. Now let us learn some arithmetic functions in AMPScript. AMPScript block first. Then let's try to have or get some results with a very simple function, a variable, or you can directly start with set keyword at x is equal to multiply function. Multiply is a function, as we know or from the previous video. Function will have a name. It will take the input and it will give the output. A very basic fundamental of any computer. Input, process, and output. So multiply is the name of the function. It will take two inputs. Let's take an example of 5 and 1. So 5 and 1 is the input with comma separator. Name is multiply. 5 and 1 are inputs. Output is stored in x. And this is comment. Any function will have their own inputs. So it might be 1, it might be 2, it might be 3, or any number. Now I want to print this as we know how to print it. So double percentage, double equals double percent. So I would like to explain two things. Whenever you want to write a block of AMPScript, it is double percentage, square bracket, double percentage. Here you'll write a series of line of coding. If you want to write only one line code, double percentage, double equals double percent. This is just specifying here. And you want to multiply it, you'll be using multiply function like this. This is known as inline AMPScript. This is your block of code. Okay. But if I want to print the result of this, so I'll be going with 5, 1 here. So let's try to see and understand how this works. So first I would like to print the variable x. Since it is in local, I will have a break line and then double percentage, double equals double percentage, which is the inline. Multiply is the function which will take two parameters, 17 and 4. Let's see to print this from here. I'll copy it and scroll to the bottom. Copy this part. Let's see whether it gets printed. Save and click next. Let's see whether we get those results. Okay, we have 5 and 68. What is the difference now? Multiply is the function which is being carried out with 5 and 1 stored in x. But here you can see that directly getting printed. Now I want to print a multiplication table with the help of multiply. Since we know how to multiply in AMPScript, let's try to build this code. Okay? Let's try to build this code. Okay. Now let us build this. How? We have multiplied 5 and 1. I'll try to replicate this. I'll copy paste this line. I'll go with 5. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15, 5 fours are 20, 5 fives are 25. And since we know how to print in line, I just remove this line. And now I would like to execute this piece of code. Let's see what is the result we get. And then we'll try to improve it. And to make it more bigger and more clearer, so what I'll do is I'll try to embed this. This is my AMPScript. This is commenting in AMPScript. And I want to enclose this in H3 tag. Yeah, this below part is a part which is required so that we don't get any error within the email studio email application. So what do you observe? You will see only the latest value. Why? Based on the previous video, if you remember, X is the variable which can store only one value at a time. So the latest value what we have X with 5 into 5. So it will only show this code which is 25. To make it very easy and to display it, I have to use different variables like this. X1, X2, X3, X4 and X5, and I have to print all of them. X1, X2, X3, X4 and X5. All these are the variables. 5 different variables to store 5 different values. 5 different variables to store 5 different variables, right? Very simple. So you need 5 different values, keep it in 5 different variables. And what do you observe? You'll see all the values. Like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This looks good, but it doesn't look like a multiplication table. So to make it happen multiplication table, I have to print all these things as we anticipate, right? So to make this happen to look like that, so I have to use a proper printing. So I have to use 5 into 1 is equal to. Okay, getting? I'm directly printing those things now. It is just trying to print that. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's see whether we get the result what we see. But I want to make it so dynamic that it should print any number which I want. That is where the loops come into picture to display it. You can see all of these things. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15, 5 fours are 20, 5 fives are 25, right? But this is not scalable. That is why I'll be making use of some additional functions like concat and some string concatenations. Okay, let's see that one by one. Let's improvise this. To improvise this code, I have multiplication table 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, right? So now I'll be using a loop. So let's see that. Now I'll be taking two variables. Set at table 5, set at max value, which will be 10. The multiplication table which I want to print is 5, and it has to print till 5 1s are 5 2s are 5 3s are up to 10. How do we scale this part? So to scale this part, I have to use at table in this place. Okay, let's see that how it works. At table, and here I will be printing instead of 5 the table name, the table which I want to print. Okay, let's see now how it works. I just had a layout first. Now let us see whether it works the way we anticipate. Okay, now it is showing. Okay, table, 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 right? It is not printing what we want. So you have to display this in your inline function, just like what we did here. Okay, so I'll copy this, I'll paste it here, and instead of at x1, paste it here. Copy. Instead of this, you start printing each one of the values. Just a minute. Sorry for the interruption. Okay. Now let us see whether we get the result, what we are looking for. Okay. Not the complete one, but to an extent, yes. Okay. Let me take the mouse pointer. Let me print this part now. Okay, this looks good, I guess. Okay, 5 1s are, okay, if there is some additional character, that's fine. 5 1s are 5 2s are. This looks good, but what I'm interested in changing this number. I wanted a 7 table. Let's see whether we get that result. Okay. Hoping, okay, this is really good. 7 1s are 7, 7 2s are 14, 7 3s are 15, 7 4s are 28. So this looks good. A very good one. With the help of multiplication or multiply function, I am able to achieve this dynamically. Instead of 5, I changed it to 7 and it worked. But I want this to be changed. I don't want this number of lines to be written. How do I achieve it? And I want to make use of this number to make it scalable. That's where we need a loop. So I'll be creating one more code. Okay. I'll be creating one more code. So for now, I'll just remove this additional one. So we have a table, we have max value, and this should be changed. So let's see how to do it. If the same multiplication table, instead of typing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 manually, I will be taking the help of for loop. Okay. How to write a for loop? For you need a variable at any variable. I'll take it as x now, which will be 1. 2, what is the maximum value? 10. You can type it manually 10, or you can take the help of the variable max value. And then you'll be using the keyword do. Next, at x, what will happen now? When you say for at x is equal to 1 to max value, which is 10, it will run 1 at a time. 1, it will change it to 2. That is taken care by this piece of code. From 1 till 10, it will do the piece of code which is present here. So now this piece of code will be moved within this. Instead of 1, you'll use x at x. What will happen now? Okay, I don't need all of these things. I need just this one. And I need a variable to print here, which is inline. I have to improvise the code. That's it. V function at x. Let's see what is the result we get. We have x1 printed here. We have table, which is 5. We have x value, which will be this value. So now let's see how the results look like. Then we'll try to understand what is the information displayed and how we need to improvise it. So coming back to the code, now the code looks much smaller than what we had before. Let's see the result. So what it displays, expect the last one, right? 5 tens are 50. Now what happened? Where are the remaining? Since this piece of code is out of the AMPScript, observe the AMPScript. This will only display the latest variable value. Table, it is not changed. X is getting updated every time when this piece of code execute. It will run this code. It will run this code. It will go to next, which is before 10, right? So this piece of code has to be within the loop. Okay. Now we have AMPScript, set for loop, set, and we want to print this piece of code which was here. And this piece of code is purely an HTML code, or you can specify the paragraph tag here just for learning purpose. I'll just remove this h3 so that we are not confused. So we have AMPScript, and after the AMPScript code, we have a paragraph tag. This paragraph tag should be within the AMPScript. Option number 1 is to. But this piece of code, I can make it a single line also, just for learning purpose. This is my AMPScript, this is my HTML, and this is AMPScript again. Okay. AMPScript, HTML, AMPScript. When you have AMPScript and HTML within it, you should ensure that you close the AMPScript, you open the AMPScript, and between that you will be having your code like this. It's tricky, but you will understand better. This is AMPScript, this is AMPScript, no doubt in that. This is AMPScript. In between this, we will have this one. So let's see whether we get the result, what we are looking for. Wonderful, right? We have 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15. This looks awesome. But let's change the number. Instead of 5, I want to see a table which is 17 table. What is this? Awesome. This is really cool. 17 ones are 17, 72 are 34, 17 threes are 51, 17 fours are 68. Now, what do we understand? What did we learn is how to place HTML in between of AMPScript, and also we learned something called loop. I'll try to discuss loops in detail. I just wanted to showcase the importance of the loop with the help of multiplication tool. Okay, this is option number 1. I would like to improvise this with the help of one more code. Okay, instead of having a paragraph like this, I don't want to disturb the AMPScript at all. This is my AMPScript. I want to have this code somewhere here. Okay, only one line code. AMPScript should be AMPScript. What I'll be doing is I'll try to add with the help of a string at message is equal to single quotes. An empty string first. Now I would like to embed this. This is my loop. And here I would just like to display message. I would just like to display. Okay, I don't need anything else. So till now, just a message. But how do I print this? This is where I need to ensure that I use set. That's fine. The keyboard is not responding. Set at message is equal to concat. Concat is a function. So you'll understand better. I'll try to have a separate session on concat. For now, I'll go with at message variable, which is empty initially, comma. I would like to print that entire multiplication table here. Okay, this is interesting one, but you'll understand better as and when you progress with the concat function. First comes message. I want to concatenate with table maximum value and the x1. Okay, let's learn about it. Message, single quotes, comma, at table, comma, single quotes, comma, at x1, at x, comma, single quotes, comma, okay, at instead of x1, I'll make this as result. Now you might be wondering, so let's keep it simple. So I'll be starting a paragraph tag here within the single quotes, and within the single quotes, I'll be closing the paragraph. It's all concatenation. So first comes table into the x value is equal to the result. So just concentrate on this one. 5 into, this is exactly the value which I want to print, or the string which I want to print. 5 into 1, 1 is this value, which is coming here. Result is this value, which keeps on changing. So I'll keep on concatenating, I'll print it. So let's see the result, then probably you'll get an idea of it. So I'll go back to the screen and just update my code. And I'll click next. Let's see whether we get the result what we are anticipating. Yes, this is still the same. It is still the same. But what I have made, if you compare the code what I had at the beginning, we have 5 different lines, 5 different prints, improvised into this piece of code. And then you can make use of this one, or you can make use of the concat function with the message, which keeps on adding with this piece of line every time with the same message. It keeps on adding. Concatenation, it's an add for your string. It's an add for the string. I'll create a separate video to know more about concat. I just made of this one, and you can observe a couple of things here. One, we used multiply function, used concat function. We learned about the loop from 1 to 10, but the beauty is I can change it. What I can change it is I can change it to, I want to see a 17 table with up to 25. Let's see whether we can get this by just changing 2 values. I may not have to change the entire code. 17 ones are 17, 17 twos are 34, 17 threes are 51, and it is showing up to 17 into 25. Okay. What was the agenda of this training, of this video, is to help you people understand multiply, loop, embedding an HTML within AMPScript, or making use of the concat function. Okay, these are the three things which I wanted to showcase the importance, since we are learning only the fundamentals of the language AMPScript. Thank you for watching this video. If you are liking this video, please do. If the content looks good for you people, please do like it and share with the people who are interested in learning in AMPScript. Thank you very much.